So, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating and honestly pretty radical vision of humanity's future. It's all drawn from a text by Waldemar Wierzycki, and it describes what he calls a prophesied golden age, a complete total transformation of life as we know it. The question is, what would that world actually look like? Let's break it down.
And really, this whole idea, this entire vision we're exploring, it all hinges on one massive question. What if everything we think of as normal, our current reality, is just a temporary illusion? The source material we're looking at basically argues that our world is in a huge transitional phase. We're breaking free from what it calls millennia of control and heading towards something completely new.
And where are we heading? Well, that destination is called the Golden Age. The text defines it as this era where humanity finally reclaims its full sovereignty, total freedom from any outside influence, and unlocks its deepest, truest potential. But, okay, how in the world is a transformation that big supposed to happen? Well, according to this vision, the changes start at the most fundamental level you can imagine, the perfected human body. The journey is described as moving from a state of limitation to one of total liberation. I mean, just look at the difference here. It is night and day. The source claims that things like disease and even aging are artificial constructs. In this golden age, they're just gone, replaced by miraculous, spontaneous healings, DNA that's been fully repaired, and get this, lifespans that stretch for hundreds of years. It's a concept that really echoes some ancient texts, doesn't it? Now, the transformation isn't just physical. The text taps into an idea you've probably heard before, that our cognitive abilities are being artificially capped. It puts a number on it, saying we're only using a tiny fraction of our brain capacity, somewhere around 10 to 15%.
The vision claims that these artificial limiters will be completely removed, allowing every single person to access 100% of their mental and cognitive potential. I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. The implications of that kind of leap are just staggering.
And that, of course, brings us to the next really mind-bending stage, unlocking latent abilities, or as we're calling it, the mind unleashed. With full brain capacity online, the source describes the emergence of abilities that, well, we would call them supernatural, but here they're framed as our natural, intended state of being. So how does this happen? The text lays it out in about 4 steps. First, a direct, unfiltered connection to a creator, or the source. Then that leads to heightened intuition and telepathy just becoming the new normal way to communicate. From there, it says humans gain the ability to literally manifest their needs directly from energy. And finally, to travel anywhere in the cosmos using only their consciousness. The source really captures this idea with this one striking phrase. It basically dismisses our current model of space exploration, physical rockets, or as it calls them, tin cans, as totally primitive. In this vision, consciousness is the ultimate vehicle, no spaceship required. Okay, so if every single individual is changing this profoundly, well, you can bet society itself isn't going to stay the same, right? It would have to be completely rebuilt. And that brings us to the idea of a new world order. And the vision is super clear on this point. The old systems of control, we're talking governments, financial systems, major corporations, they will either completely collapse or be totally transformed. The text describes an end to a system where humans are treated like assets or batteries, and instead, a new core principle takes over: absolute individual sovereignty. And you can see this shift in something we can all relate to: work. The whole concept is revolutionized. The 40-plus hour hamster wheel that so many people are on just to survive, that's replaced by a model where people work just 15 to 20 hours a week. The focus isn't on necessity anymore, it's on passion, allowing people to contribute their unique gifts to the world. But this transformation isn't just about us. It extends to our home, to the planet itself. The fourth part of this incredible vision describes Earth's great healing, a process that sees our world completely reborn. The process is laid out in a few key stages. It allegedly begins with the end of all so-called weather manipulation. After that comes a global cleansing of the air, the water, and the soil. The text even claims that deserts, which it calls unnatural, will be re-terraformed and start to bloom, allowing the planet to return to this state of perfect natural harmony. And for the final piece of the puzzle, the vision zooms all the way out, way beyond our planet, describing an end to humanity's cosmic isolation. The fifth stage is all about humanity finally joining the cosmos. So check this out. It's a comparison of our alleged before and after status in the galaxy. The source claims that right now, humanity has been isolated and controlled by negative forces. It even names specific entities. But the future it prophesizes is one of open contact with positive extraterrestrial races, allowing us to become a full-fledged member of a universal community. So, when you bring all these threads together, when you piece it all together, it's pretty obvious this text isn't just describing some minor improvements, it is outlining a total, absolute transformation of what it means to exist as a human being, from our biology all the way to our place in the universe. The whole story here, the entire narrative arc, is really a journey from a reality that's supposedly built on control, fear, and manufactured lack, to a sovereign existence that's defined by abundance, perfect health, and the incredible power of conscious creation, all of it in harmony with the cosmos. Ultimately, this vision describes a complete overhaul of what it means to be human. Whether you see it as a prophecy, a powerful metaphor, or pure science fiction, you have to admit it's a pretty powerful concept. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Of all the parts of this total transformation, which part of it resonates with you the most?